We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And happy Mother's Day. It has been reported that We On Go by Bia has outstreamed every song in Cardi B's catalog on Spotify on May 8th, 2026, excluding I Like It. After spending the past year dragging her beef with Bia and claiming nobody could name 5 Bia songs, the diss track used against Bia is now pulling less than 86,000 daily streams on Spotify. Wow, wow, wow. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, this could be because, if you guys remember, Cardi B had bots removed from her Spotify streams. So this could be one of the many reasons why she's having issues with outstreaming Bia, who's supposed to be a flop compared to Cardi B, but it looks like they might be on the same level. Now, in my opinion, though, this is why I feel like Bia should have responded to Cardi B's diss track, because at the end of the day, Bia can actually write and she can rap. It's not like she's, a terrible rapper like Sexy Red or Ice Spice. She can really spit. I think there's been a lot of strings pulled behind the strings, not necessarily in regards to Cardi B, but strings pulled that have kept Bia out from the limelight. You can definitely tell if you listen to her last album, she has a lot of hits under her belt. But unfortunately, when you sign a record deal, it's not just about talent. Politics are always going to be involved, especially when an artist signs to a record label. And, the industry does play favorites. So I feel like Bia missed out on an opportunity to clap back at Cardi B, because it's not like she's really doing much better than you. She has more hype. But once the hype dies down and the bots get removed, we see the real Cardi B in the real Cardi B streams. And it's evident that obviously it was a lot of payola being involved in Cardi B's career. And now the real numbers are showing. Now, moving on from that, it looks like Ciara has hopped into the Rihanna and Tyla beef. She posted dancing to She Did It Again. Ciara is probably one of the few older R&B artists that show love to a lot of the younger artists in general. She's worked with Gorillaz. She's worked with Summer Walker. She's shown love to Normani several times. She's not really a person that doesn't show love to any of the new generation of female artists in general. But people do remember that Rihanna and Ciara did have a very public beef when Ciara did, I think it was some sort of TV show, and she said that she didn't like Rihanna's outfit. And then they went back and forth, and Rihanna gave that very brutal clap back and said, "Good luck booking that stage you speak of." After Ciara said, "You don't want to see me on or off the stage," okay? Alluding to she might beat Rihanna's ass, okay? Also, people are saying that Ciara currently is in better shape than Rihanna, and she's had 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? And a few times they were back to back with Russell Wilson. So a lot of people are also pointing that out. Let me know how y'all feel about it. In my opinion, I don't think Ciara was trying to be shady. She and Rihanna have came to a common ground and they are in a much better place. Do I think that they're friends? No, I don't think Ciara is friends with Rihanna. Absolutely not. But I don't feel like she has that heavy animosity towards Rihanna that she did back then. And I feel like Ciara's just one of the few R&B girlies that shows love to basically everybody. Okay, she's not a person that only shows love to a specific group of people or specific artists like Beyonce. Beyonce will show love to Taylor and Adele, but ignores her own artists that are signed to her label. So I think it was just the timing of everything. but it's not like she has to have loyalty towards Rihanna anyway. Now look at what we have here. It looks like Cardi B and Stephon Diddy are back on after he has publicly humiliated her throughout the last year or so. Not only that, Stephon Diddy's chef admitted that Stephon Diddy was saying I love you to her in text messages that she has exposed on Instagram. And also, as we previously discussed, Stephon Diddy has been throwing some subliminal shade at Cardi B on his Finsta. As we previously discussed, he said bitches be practicing witchcraft and still can't keep a nigga they want. Time to hang that shit up. Sabrina, all that hocus pocus shit don't work. He also admitted that he is a serial cheater. He said, besides me fucking with other bitches, I'm actually a good nigga. Okay, so he admits that he's a serial cheater and he likes to date around or sleep around or whatever. He sleeps with all his employees, the hairdresser, the chef, the maid, whoever in his house, they getting fucked. But that has not stopped Cardi B and Stephon Diddy from continuing to be with each other, I guess. And a lot of Cardi B fans are upset, but I'm not really shocked. And if you guys remember, I said the only reason why she left Off the Cheat was because he's broke and he has a heavy gambling addiction and he owes like 100 people. Stephon Diddy has money. That NFL contracts belong. Even when you get dropped or even when you switch teams, the NFL contracts be $60, $70 million, right? You know, Off the Cheat is not making that money now. So I told y'all that's the only reason why she even left that man and filed for divorce. If Off the Cheat was still hot, if the Migos were still hot, she would still be letting Off the Cheat run amok throughout their marriage and sleep with God knows who. And I think we also got to remember that Cardi B is very male-centered like most of the female rappers. I think it's only Doechii and Doja Cat who are not male-centered. The rest of the female rappers and just female artists in general are very male-centered. Now, Off the Cheat decided to chime in and he posted and deleted this picture. A lot of people feel like he's clowning Cardi B for basically allowing herself to get played by Stephon Diddy. You know, Off the Cheat clearly is no better, but to be quite honest, low key, he's a little bit of a better option than Stephon Diddy, but technically no better because he's a gambling, broke cheater who, you know, took advantage of Cardi B. But Stephon Diddy is definitely way worse, okay? But low-key, I think Cardi B likes to get played. I think she has a humiliation kink. Now, moving on from that, fans are worried that Scratch Off's album, which is supposed to come out May 29th, is scrapped, especially after she has announced her retirement and said that this was her retirement album, but fans noticed that she hasn't really been promoting her retirement album. A fan said, Scratch Off, we know you just had a baby, but child, we gonna sell 22,000 if you don't promote Big Mama. Okay? So a lot of people are saying that, you know, Scratch Off is not gonna sell great first week and that the album could possibly be scrapped, especially since she hasn't been promoting the album. Here's my thing. She can't scrap the album because she already announced it, okay? She'll look more of a pussy than she already does. For one, never addressing Cardi B, calling her a pussy. Number two, retiring before she even really got to a big level. And then number three, allowing a married man to knock her up. Okay, so it's not looking good for Scratch Off. And low-key, she deserves lashings, at least 50,000 lashings, because not only is she trying to get sympathy from the general public, but also the music that she recently have put out, like the 2 singles, they're okay. But I feel like Scratch Off is stuck in a box when it comes to her musical ability. I feel like she's not really standing out. She's not innovative when it comes to her peers. I feel like her flow, she thinks that copying Drake or, sounding like 21 below average is going to take her far. And clearly that's not working. So I feel like she needs to step it up. Now, moving on from that, Met Gala 2026 co-chaired by Beyonce breaks records, ranking in twice the engagement it got last year. Interesting. 1.7 billion global views, up 57%, plus 1.5 billion social media views, up 45% from last year, 196 million live streams, 10 million US Vogue views, which was up 630%, and 108 million engagements, which it was up 24% from last year. So it seems as though Gala was the night to remember. Despite people saying that it was lackluster, everybody was tuned in. Let me know how y'all feel about it. In my opinion, I feel like people were definitely going to tune in to see what Beyonce was wearing. And I feel like despite, what people are saying on social media, I do feel like she was one of the best dressed people of the night. Especially for just Beyonce, because Beyonce is not a fashion girly like that. Like, was it the best look of all time? No, but I feel like for Beyonce, that was pretty decent compared to her other Met Gala looks. But ultimately, I do think she probably overall for 2026 needs a better stylist overall, because it didn't look like the dress completely fit, but she was on theme. So let me know how y'all feel about it, and if you guys would be here for her possibly being co-chairman again. Now, moving on from that, Doja Cat, Planet Her breaks the historic record for the longest running album of all time by a female rapper on the Billboard 200 chart, with 227 weeks and counting. So congratulations to Doja Cat on that. It has successfully surpassed Invasions of the Payola by Cardi B. So this is actually a big achievement. Now, some people may not count Planet Her as a female rap album, but I do feel like she has some rapping songs on the album. Now, is it like Scarlett rapping? No, but she definitely has some rapping songs on the album. Like, she got Niggas Ain't Shit, where she's mostly rapping. Get Into It, Yeah, where she's mostly rapping. So I feel like we got to give, Doja Cat her 10s for this. And to be quite honest, I don't know if she'll be able to do this again. I feel like this is her Thriller album. This is her classic album that will probably never be surpassed by Doja Cat or maybe even another female rapper. Now, a lot of people are comparing Tyla and Ayra Starr stats. It has been reported that basically Tyla has 2 Grammys. Ayra Starr got 0. I thought she got 1. So I don't think that stat is right. But Spotify monthly listeners, Ayra Starr is at 16 million. Tyla's at 35 million. Now for the music awards, Ayra Starr has 0 music awards, but Tyla has 2. And for BET awards, Ayra Starr has 1, Tyla has 2. So a lot of people are now comparing Ayra Starr's stats to Tyla to try to see who is the biggest artist right now. And currently, it probably is Tyla. Here's my thing with Ayra Starr. I think she needs to drop a single. Right now, I think it would be really great to drop a single to build up momentum. Definitely try to get that reverse. And I feel like right now, Tyla is hotter than Ayra Starr because Tyla got the hits. No shade of Ayra Starr, but she don't got the hits. She don't got Chanel. She don't got a Water. She don't got a Push to Start. She don't got a She Did It Again. She don't got none of that. She don't got a Truth or Dare. All she got right now is that Rihanna cosign. And unfortunately, I don't know if that Rihanna cosign is really going to get her far. Okay? Because yes, Rihanna is an icon, but a Rihanna cosign musically may not really help you as much, especially if she's not dropping music. And it seems as though people are dragging Riri. So I don't know It seemed like you're about to get uglier than Kim Barbie up in this bitch, because I see a lot of people dragging Rihanna. They're not really on her side. But let me know how y'all feel about it. I think that, no shade, Ayra Starr, you got to step it up. You got to step it up, because Tyla so far is in the lead, and I think it's going to stay like that until you get a hit. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.